what the taste of semen is like. Although it is expelled through the urethra, semen is actually cleaner than you might think. Its main components are sperm and seminal fluid. Sperm is produced by the testes and is responsible for fertilization. Each milliliter of semen contains millions to hundreds of millions of sperm cells. Seminal fluid, which makes up about 90% of the total volume of semen, is secreted by the prostate, seminal vesicles, and bulbourethral glands. Seminal fluid contains water, proteins, enzymes, fructose, vitamin C, calcium, and zinc, all of which provide essential nutrients and a suitable environment for the sperm. Those who have smelled semen know that its odor is not simple. This is mainly due to substances like prostaglandins and zinc secreted by the prostate, which can give semen a slight metallic and acidic smell. The fructose, proteins, and enzymes in seminal fluid also contribute to its odor. Statistics show that around
Okay, so this video is for educational purposes only. So if anybody has their mind in the gutter and wondering why I'm posting this video, you haven't watched any of my videos before, and you are just a low vibrational being that does not study. And the number one thing that I always tell people to study is genetics, biology, chemistry, physics, neurology. I tell you to study these things, and when I post a video, you think, and if your mind is in the gutter based upon this video, it's just because you're not doing the self-work. So anyway, let's just start with this. Your semen should not have an odor. Just think about what's inside of semen, what he just broke down. Water, protein, enzymes, calcium, zinc, fructose, vitamin C. You ever smell the orange? You get vitamin C from orange. You ever smell an orange and it have a nasty odor? You ever smell water and a water get distilled water? I'm not talking about water that comes from your faucet. I'm not talking about bottled water that has bleach in it and all the other shit in there. I'm talking about get some distilled water and you smell it. Does it have an odor? So good. Your semen should not have that as well. If women, you are dealing with men that have an odor to their semen is salty, that's mixed with uric acid and mucus. People with animal DNA cannot help it. They automatically...
It's up about 90%.
I apologize. They automatically are going to have urine that smells off because they have animal DNA, and their animal DNA produces uric acid and mucus inside of the body. We, on the other hand, should not be, our semen should not have a smell, and it should not taste to a woman salty or like she had a battery on her tongue. If that's the case, then you're dealing with a man that's eating meat, smoking cigarettes consistently, drinking alcohol, eating artificial food, drinking sodas and juices. He's not flushing his body out. He's not taking care of himself. And you know what happens with that? That goes inside of you, whether you get pregnant or you don't get pregnant, and that throws off your pH level, which now you actually start to develop an odor, and you don't know that you're developing an odor because we have been so used and programmed to the smells that we have with one another that we don't realize that we're actually stinking without having a venereal disease. We think a venereal disease is the only time that your vagina causes an odor. No, it does not. Your pH level is low, then you have an odor to your vagina. You drink alcohol, you smoke Black & Milds all the time, you drink coffee, you drink juice and soda, you have an odor to your vagina. Although your odor may not be as strong as the complex cell odor, however, you have an odor to your vagina. It may not be as strong as an odor that you would have as if you had a venereal disease, but you have an odor, and you only know that you have an odor once you start to change your diet, once you start to eat according to your genetic makeup, and you don't allow a man inside of you that is eating foods that is producing mucus and uric acid in his body, because that is actually going into your vaginal area, or you decide to put it inside of your mouth. That's your choice. What people decide to do with their sexual preference, I have nothing to do with that. However, this video is for education awareness purposes only, because males, so-called black males, should not have an odor to your semen. Everybody has an odor. Everybody has an odor, but the odor to your semen should be so bland it should look just like your urine when it goes inside of the toilet. When you pee inside of the toilet, if you have dark yellow, brown urine, you know what I'm saying? Your urine should be almost transparent to the water that's in the toilet. But if it's not, then there is something off with you. Call it whatever you want. This is science facts. And any woman that's eating healthy or raw, fasting, and taking care of themselves, and any man that is doing the same thing will tell you the exact same thing. We do not produce uric acid and mucus inside of our semen. We do not produce heavy metals inside of our semen. That is where you get the salty. That's where you get that metal taste from. That's where you get the odor and the smells. That's where you get stains from on your bed and through your mattress. This is where you get all that stuff from having mucus and uric acid inside of your body. If you are so-called black, other races of people, they can't help it because of the animal DNA that they have. They actually produce mucus. Their body actually produce uric acid and mucus. This is why dogs are unhealthy around trees and branches. Dogs, when they pee, they have acid inside of their urine and acid inside of their feces. That's why it kills the weeds and stuff that are in your neighborhood. But what you don't know, those weeds and stuff in your neighborhood is good for us to eat. It has a lot of vitamins in there. Abundance and gratitude to all.